people have been asking me, am I going to be upgrading from my K20 Pro to the K30? And this is 5 reasons that I'm not going to be upgrading to the Redmi K30 Pro. Now, the first reason is screen brightness. Now, I can't understand why people don't value screen brightness higher. I regularly use my phone outdoors, and the screen brightness of the Redmi K30 Pro is maxing out at around 430, 450 nits, and that is both Xiaomi's quote and tested from independent reviewers. The Redmi K20 Pro's AMOLED display, on the other hand, under normal brightness conditions, will go up to 500 nits, and in its high brightness mode can reach close to 600 nits of brightness, meaning that the device is usable outside. The Xiaomi Mi Note 10 Pro has an even brighter screen, and that's something that I love using outside. I'm not going to downgrade for a phone that I use in all kinds of condition, inside, outside, to take pictures, to fly a drone with, if it's going to have a dim screen. So first reason right off the bat. The second is that the camera on it isn't going to have EIS, or it doesn't seem like it's going to have EIS. The Redmi K30 right now does not have EIS. And after using the Mi Note 10, I don't know how I'm going to go back to a device without EIS, just to be completely honest. One of the specific reasons is that Xiaomi's EIS, or at least their 4K30 EIS implementation on their phones, leaves us with usually stuttery video or video artifacts when EIS is used, and it's just not as good as having hardware-based EIS. On top of that, if I'm going to be investing in a new phone, I want a phone that has 4K 60 EIS, with EIS at least, if not optical image stabilization. And my faith in Xiaomi bringing 4K 60 to the Redmi K30 Pro with image stabilization, I have no faith in that. The next one is the plastic build. Now, this is something that Frankie Tech was talking about on one of his recent videos. Big shout out to Frankie Tech. I love his videos. That the build of the Redmi K30 Pro is plastic. And that's a downgrade from the K20 Pro in regards to durability. Now, I haven't really dropped this phone or abused it much. It has had a couple of drops, always in a pretty heavy-duty case, and the phone has been fine. If I have a device with a plastic chassis, I don't know how that's going to fare. I know that with the unibody design of the Poco F1, that phone took a ton of abuse, and that was polycarbonate, but that whole device was polycarbonate, not just the chassis. From my understanding, the chassis of the K30 Pro and the K30 is plastic where there's glass. So we have a softer material, probably more back glass breaks at least. Now, reason number 4 is just the overall stupid design of the Redmi K30 Pro. The Redmi K20 Pro had a motorized camera, which I wasn't a big fan of, but it's been relatively reliable, and I've had a pretty much full screen display, and I haven't had any issues. The Mi Note 10 has a very, very, very small water drop notch. It goes in the middle of your notifications, and you have all of your notifications on either side, and it doesn't take up any room and it doesn't detract from that. The Redmi K30 Pro has a black hole essentially on one side of the display, and all of your notifications are moved over. I don't understand how that's a better option than this or this. And I have hands-on with both of these devices. Now, the 5th and final reason that I'm not upgrading to the K30 Pro is that my gripes with the Redmi K20 Pro haven't been addressed. I would like to see an even brighter screen than what we have right now, although I would say that this is an acceptable level of brightness. I would like to see better cameras, and while we are going to have a newer version of the cameras we have right now, it's not the flagship camera arrangement that we have in the Mi Note 10. The next thing I wanted to see fixed with the Redmi K20 Pro was no moving parts. And that was something that they did address in the Redmi K30 Pro, but they've addressed that by giving us a black hole in the display. That on top of the fact that it's an LCD display versus an AMOLED display, I don't really prioritize high refresh rates on my devices, and overall, to me, it's just not as a compelling of a package as what I want. But for me, someone who needs to use their device in professional environments, meaning I oftentimes will use my cell phone cameras to capture video that I put in YouTube videos, as well as when I'm flying my drone outside. That's a very high brightness environment, and that is specifically a situation where having a high brightness display is something that I need for my professional uses. One of the big downsides to my Mi Pad 4 is that the display on it is not as bright as I would like it to be for me to use the drone in like daytime lighting conditions. Luckily, when flying a drone, you're normally flying in golden hour, which is the first 2 hours of the day or the last 2 hours of the day. So I'm oftentimes not flying during the middle of the day, so the tablet is usable for that. But for all of the other times I'm having to fly during the day, I more often than not use my cell phone because I need the brighter screen. Let me know what you guys think. If you have a Redmi K20 Pro right now, are you going to be upgrading to the K30 Pro? Is it a downgrade in your opinion? Do you think my reasons are valid? Let me know in the comment section down below and let's get a conversation going. And until next time, it's been Mitchell coming to you guys from Hanoi. Peace.